Hey y'all, we're gonna go on and get started. You know what I'm gonna do. Happy Womanhood Wisdom Wednesday at the G Spot Live. I'm so excited to be here. For those of you who don't know me, I am LaTanya Taylor, affectionately known as the Rev Coach, the Juicy Spirit Mama, the Priestess of Purpose, Pleasure, and Passion, and of course, you can find me on rebirthinternational.net, where you can see the services that I offer, and you can schedule your appointments as well and check me out and link up to all the other things that we have going on in the space. So hopefully we'll just jump right on in here today with our little wild card offering. And I think what I'm going to have to do, it will be wise for me to take a moment and grab my cord, since I'm getting a message that my battery is low. How about that? I'm just taking a moment to invite. That's what's required in the space. Yep, so that's what I'm doing, inviting. And if you can tag a sister in the comments, maybe she can join us as well. I can't see. Hello, everyone who's joining or who has already joined, and I just can't see you yet. Thank you for coming on. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take a minute. I see you. Hey. Hey, everybody. I can see you now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just take a minute. So I see the first 5 are here. I mean, the first couple of people are here. And then I'm going to get ready to start doing some of the readings. And we're treating it like it's a wild card day. Okay, so the first 3 folks, do you all want readings? Let me know. If you don't and you're passing on to other people, let me know so that I can prepare. I'm just going to use some goddess guidance oracle cards, but I use a process that Spirit has revealed to me that works it like a charm, just like I do my astrology. So I'm mixing it up a little bit, putting on my juju, and I'll be right back to grab. Okay, that didn't take too long, did it? I know that the time on social media is the attention span, but anywho, we're here, we're ready. Welcome again, everybody, to the G Spot Live, where women are growing forth in goddess, and those of you who are in this space are those women who are growing forth in goddess. Can you hear me okay? Because I see that my volume was down. So I see that Niambi BB was the first person on the call today. So BB, is there a particular subject matter or desire that you want to have read? If you can bring it to your mind right now. I don't necessarily need to know, but what I'm going to do after I do the reading for the 5 people that are the first 5 people that are present, then what I'm going to do is see what the theme is, and we will go from there, because I already have a bit of a sharing today. And if you're commenting I cannot see yet. Let me know. Let me see. Some of you probably already said a little hello or something. So what I'm going to do, oh, BB, I can't see if you're responding, yes, you want a reading. I would have to get up again and go get my computer to make sure that you all aren't leaving messages, because I can't see. Facebook has been doing this lately, and I don't want to go on and come off. If you're commenting, one time I was in here and I was saying, hey, you know, if you're commenting, I can't see you because I know that it does that. And sure enough, there was a whole bunch of engagement in the comments that I could not see. So I guess now I have to get up again and go get my computer because of their little technology. I said I was going to change out Facebook, but I'm going to tell you how I've been pulling the wild card in my own life, and what that means and what it sometimes can feel like when you're pulling the wild card. So let me go on and get my stuff. Okay, so we're going to use a little assistant here. Since Facebook's technology is a bit unreliable, I'm just going to go and see if you all are already commenting and I'm missing it, because I do need to engage you. First, I want to make sure, the reason why I'm taking the time to do this is I want to make sure I have your permission before I start reading. So that's very important. A lot of times, you know, we jump into these things and we just start, some people, but I always like to make sure that I have permission. Okay, here we go. I think I can see. Yep, I see you. Okay, yes, please. I see you, BB. Facebook is not showing me any comments, so welcome everyone. So let me just go on and begin. I've already shuffled. I have your permission, and I'm going to use your Facebook name, Nyambi Jarvis. Nyambi Jarvis. Nyambi Jarvis. Okay. So the first thing that I pull for you is a message of blossoming in your present moment. So I'm going to speak to the past, the present, and the future. And so the present moment is an area. The way that the system I use is an invitation to growth. And so it says you are just getting started. So have patience with yourself and your process. Do not give up. And I have rarely seen this particular goddess, so I'm going to hold it up for you. Rarely do I see her. And so I'm going to read just for the sake of time, I'm going to read only the present that I'm speaking to. So whatever you've set your intention for, this is speaking to that now. And it says the message is It's from Arukura. Arukura. I have never used her before or received her from anything from her. In many ways, you're like a flower bud who is ripe and ready to open and grow. Don't try to rush this process, as it's a part of your beautiful path. Enjoy learning new knowledge and skills. Take your time to gather new ideas. Nurture your body with plenty of fresh air, sunshine, water, and healthful foods. Soon enough, you'll get an unmistakable signal that it's time to put your learning into action. Spend time amongst flowers or work with flower essences. I can help you with that. And and oils to support your growth process. So basically, the message of this card is to slow down. Slow down, ground yourself, keep the faith. And she is a Mother Earth deity, a fairy queen, a bridge between earthly life and the hereafter. And so if I were to look at the message that comes up as far as also what you need to know is that this is a fertile time for you, that it is a perfect time for you to start new projects. It's what you need to know, that in the past you may have thought that there was something that you did that wasn't fertile or did not yield the proper results. That time was also fertile for you. And so it's time for it was a time even then to give birth to new conditions. Whatever it is of your past that you experience, you need to know that those conditions was preparing you to blossom in this time now. And for the future is undying love. Is a message of undying love, which is very similar to unconditional love, that it is setting you up in a place to manifest the undying love, perhaps that you've been longing for, that everything that you're doing it's really blooming. So I kind of know a little bit just about it, but I don't profess to know it all, but I know that you have some awesome new projects. And so the past, even the past was fertile. If you think that it was not fertile, that you can bless it and pray that prayer that, to help you to see the fertile places of before, so that you can feed it into your garden that you are literally need to put your hands in now, and to slow down and to take note. I know for a lot of times for us as women, and I teach this in Succulent Success, for those of us who are investing in the gold and who are investing in cryptocurrency, I noticed that sometimes there's a tendency for us to rush, and it's very easy when you start working with other teams and other people who have that go hard or go home type of mentality to try to rush. So remember the time when you did slow down to conceive something, because fertility is what came up from the past and from a previous lifetime. All right, so who's next? Chandrika. All right, Chandrika, I want to make sure that you're still here and that I have permission to give you this reading. Okay, so I've got to put my specs back on. Okay, looks like I just saw a yes. Okay. All righty. So I'm going to say your full name. Ooh, I felt something. Felt something there. Felt something. Okay. So I'm going to start with you. Very sense. Oh, wow. So you pulled one of my favorite entities to work with that plays a role in my life and in my ministry. And so basically what's present for you right now is a golden opportunity. You pulled, basically you're receiving a message from Yemaya. And her message to you is important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. Her message to you is important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. So I'm going to get more specific for you here. And I'm going to look at what the whole message is for you. So basically she's saying, like the ocean, life moves in waves and tides. Timing is everything. So when an opportunity presents itself, you must dive in at that moment. Everything that you've done to prepare yourself will accompany you. Yet, if you hesitate or procrastinate, another opportunity will surely come along just as the tides wash in and out continuously. Like the ocean, life is rich with variety and beauty. Enjoy experiencing its various rhythms and allow all doubts to be washed away. Basically, you're hearing it's saying that your prayers are being answered. Get ready for a big and happy change. Celebrate your success. You're qualified and ready for this new opportunity. Now, Yemaya is, she's here. She's listed as a Brazilian goddess. But let me just tell you what I know about Yemaya. Yemaya is the mother of all life. She governs the oceans, and her sister is Oshun. And so she is celebrated. Actually, she's celebrated in Brazil on December 31st. So she is really the mother of everything. You can also find her in Egyptian symbology as Aset, or Mother Mary as a saint in Catholicism. Okay, so that's Mother Mary. You know, there are many Marys in the Bible, so that's why we do have to be specific. Sometimes when we look at the Mary archetype, we get caught up in just Mother Mary, but of course we know there's Mary Magdalene, and there were several other Marys that was not written about. In order for you to manifest this golden opportunity, you have to look back at your past and stop worrying, because everything is going to be fine. Stop worrying about the past. Yes, in the past you did have a bright future. That's what your past card is giving me some context to see. That you did have a bright future, and you have one now is basically what it's saying. So stop looking back and worrying, because there was abundance present. So you know, there may have been a situation where you thought that there wasn't enough, or that you had to compensate, and basically it's saying stop worrying, that everything is going to be fine. And in the future, you're receiving a message for your future that there is infinite supply. There is infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrow. My goodness. I can cheat a little bit because she is one of my clients. You are, so I don't know if everything. I won't assume that I know everything, even with your situation. But Lord, what a beautiful confirmation if you needed one. Okay, so I'm going to refresh the screen just in case you all are commenting. Okay. So Tanya, are you still in the room? Because you are the next person that came into the room. So I need for you to comment if you're here, and if I have your permission to do a reading for you. It's my bright idea to do 5 people, and trust me, this is abbreviated. So I'm waiting for Tanya to give me a yes or no if she's still in the room. If not, I'm going to move on to the next person. I don't see Tanya commenting. So who's the next person in the room? Comment below, ready, if you are the next person, because I see Kristen. Oh, Tanya, you are in the room. Okay, you are. And so do I have permission to pull for you? Do I have your permission? Do I have your permission? I know there's a delay. Okay, thank you. So let me shuffle one more time for Miss Tanya Marcia Freeman. Set your intention for what it is that you're holding space to receive a message from. You may have already done your other work. It could be confirmation of something that you've already received, but set your intention on that end and see if this speaks to you. All right, ready? Okay. So the first card that comes up is a message for growth and purification. It is a time for cleansing and detoxification of your body and your mind. In order to manifest whatever it is you're looking to manifest, there's going to have to be some detoxification going on. And this message comes from Coventina, and Coventina is the root word, of course, is covenant. So look at where you are holding covenants that are sacred, that maybe it's time for you to detox those covenants and create new ones, because she brings a message that of as help, not an affront or not a criticism. Your vessel has become clogged by overuse of harsh chemicals and offending sources of your psyche. You've been ignoring your body's many signals and screams for relief from the steady ingestion of impurities. And mind you, this is not just food. This is speaking to your psyche, your emotional health as well. Perhaps you've noticed a slump in your energy level, and your degree of joy has lagged as well. Never mind these past effects, though, as the solution is right now, right at hand now. Now that you've heard this message, do not hesitate for even a moment to make new arrangements. You'll want to keep a sharp focus on the contents of your mind and speech as well, for the words you think and speak are the diet that supports or thwarts you. Choose purity, and I promise you a changed outlook for the better. Basically, this card is also saying avoid to eat some organic foods, avoid processed food, sugar, white flour. Keep your thoughts and speech as positive as possible. Adopt a fast or detox diet. And it can also be a validation that whatever plan you're on already is already working. So this message comes from the goddess of waters, including oceans, lakes, streams, ponds, and rivers. She protects the bodies of waters and their inhabitants, and she's happy to give you a divine assignment related to environmentalism if you ask her. Wishing wells are made in her honor. So you may want to consider going to a wishing well to pray and make some deposits. If you, since it's the holiday time, sometimes we forget to do these things, right? So if you and by you living near the water, that is the biggest wishing well ever. Or you can go into the highly charged energy that is down in the fridge quarters and find one. But she also you get a message of when you look back on your past, to bring compassion. You know, release judgments about yourself and others and focus on love and light that is within everyone. Kuan Yin is bringing that message from what it is you need to know related to your past. So when you get any of you who've gotten anything that I've said regarding your past, this is a good time to do some forgiveness. See, gratitude is not as effective when you're still holding on to something. Gratitude does amplify you, but when you are able to forgive and let go of something, that's one of the ways to do it, is when you look back over a situation that you haven't been pleased with, you can always bring it to forgiveness. We forget about forgiveness. And then the message for your future, for you to manifest whatever it is that you have been holding, whatever that intention was, it's saying do not back down. You get a message from Brigitte. She is the goddess to tell you to stand up for what you believe is right. Do not back down. So if there are areas in your life where you have been backing down, when you've been stepping back, taking the high road, swallowing back your words in places where you know there's truth, this may be an opportunity for you to detox, get clear, and then go deeper within so that you can speak from a firm place rather than a shaky place. So this is definitely a great opportunity for you if you use it. So hope that was helpful for you. All right, who's the next person? Who's the next person? It's so bright and sunny outside here. I can't wait to get outside today. And I do have a little word, a little of encouragement for you all today. But I wanted to just give back to the space because this is the time where we start to be very introspective and thinking about our lives and what we did in the year. Did we do what we said we were going to do? And it's evidenced a lot of times in what the feedback our life is giving us. So you're the next person. Is that Dana saying I am? Okay. Give me permission. Let me know. Give me a yes that I have permission to read you. Just I'm looking for you to show it in the comments. I still can't see it on the phone, so I can't wait to manifest my new technology. Thank you. All righty. Okay. So. All right. We just can't make some of this stuff up. I promise you, just can't make it up. Just can't make it up. The message that comes for you to know right now in this present moment, whatever the intention was that you set to know about, if you didn't, go on and set it now. It still can sink in there. You received a message from Bass, the goddess of cats. That's why I giggle, because I know who you are in the world. And she says your independence is a foundation for your strength and your success. So let's see why she's bringing you this message for whatever it is you're setting an intention for. Like the cat, you are fiercely independent. Yet, you also need affection and playful companions. Now is the time to balance your social interactions with solitude. While you may ask others for their opinion, ultimately you must make your own decisions. Your freedom and independence are top priorities, so ensure these characteristics are nurtured. Give yourself permission to play. Now, you know, Dana, how many times have we talked about this? Oh my God, can't make this stuff up. Give yourself permission to play. Ask for your needs to be met. Pay attention to your feline, or get a new cat. I don't think you'll have a problem with that, since that cat is always having babies. Okay. So you know about Bast. She's the daughter of the sun god Ra. She has rare distinctions, being both a moon and a sun goddess. That means that there's balance. She's balanced from the inside and the out. A lot of times when we're on this goddess journey, sometimes we tend to be extreme. We don't access the masculine within us because we only want the feminine to be nurtured, meaning sometimes we just want other people to do it for us. So when we play, it's counterintuitive when we get into focus, right? Sometimes we want to get really, really focused on what it is we're looking to manifest. And sometimes it could be too much for the kind of energy that it is. And so the other series is from your past, is that even in the past is saying that there was infinite supply. There was infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrow. So in the past, you may want to look at an area in your past where you may have thought that there was not an infinite supply. Where you may have thought that there was lack somewhere, that you weren't enough, or the situation was not enough. And the past always comes up with a message so that you can do very specific forgiveness work. A lot of times we tend to do broad brushes of forgiveness and not really get down in the weeds and let ourselves go. So sometimes we can't see what has a hold on us. So any place where you may have thought that there was lack, any place where you have thought that there was not a supply for your demand, go there. Because that place could be feeding how you view your independence or how your independence needs to look. And so what it is that you are looking to manifest comes from in the future. A message is coming saying the romantic stirrings in your heart have propelled the universe to deliver great love to you. Now, I'm not doing an in-depth reading here, but basically, if you're looking to manifest true love in your sex, or your money, you're getting a message to say that the universe has heard your requests, heard your desires, and it is looking to specifically romance is coming up. So I don't know if we connect the message of play and romance. It looks like we got a little juicy something. A little juicy message. If you forgot your juicy, it's time for you to turn that thing up, turn it on. And remember, you are one of the juicy spirit leaders, honey. You are one of the juicy butterfly leaders. So if you forgot and you need us to remind you, let us know. Let us know if you need a little reminder from your sisterhood on the juicy pot, okay? All right, who's next? Who's next? I don't see you commenting, Dana. I hope that was helpful to you. All right, how many? How many have I done? I lost track. Tanya, BB, Dana, Chandrika. One more. Who's next? Who is the next person in the room? To be fair. After Dana. I can't literally, the screen is not showing who it is. You were okay, so Dawn, you were the one. Now, wait a minute. Y'all confusing me. Because I can't see who was in the room. Okay, Dawn. Dawn was the one in the room. Dana, I know Dana checks these things out. Okay, good. Okay. All right. Dawn, so it is. Oh, Kristen. I did see your name, Kristen. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to go with Kristen. I did see your name in the lineup. Okay, Kristen. And I know that I owe you a yoni egg. You've been on my mind to call, but I have literally been pulling my wild cards, and I'm going to close out with the wild card, honey, this little message from the wild card, and see if it blesses anybody. Okay, so Kristen Wright. And Kristen, I have permission, right? I assume because you said me that yes, I do. Okay. Okay. So, the message for you for this present moment, for right now, Kristen, is easy does it. It's another goddess that I have not really worked with that much, so I'm going to hold her card up as well so you can see her name. And she's saying there's no need to worry or force things to happen. Everything is occurring in perfect timing. I had to bob my head for you on that one. Everything is occurring in perfect timing for you. So she is bringing the message, whatever the intention was that you set, that you want to know about. Hopefully you set that intention, or what it is that you're looking for me to pull on, and that you are aligned with that intention. She's saying nurturing a cause or a relationship is a long-term commitment, and one that can't be rushed. This level of devotion comes from a place of deep loving and concern. I am willing to stick with them through thick and thin. This isn't always easy, but to me, it's the only way to ensure that matters are resolved and healed. That's deep right there. Can't make this stuff up. I listen to the passionate stirrings of my heart. I reach out and take action to let my loved ones know that I deeply care about them. I take action to spur on my pet causes. Never mind what other people think. You will benefit by carrying through with your priorities. You'll feel so good about yourself if you make time for the relationship and projects that truly count in your heart. Do what's important to you and do it with absolute devotion. But remember that there's no competition for your true life's purpose, so there's no need to worry or rush regarding it, hurry, or feel that you have to force things to make things happen. Can't make this stuff up. Y'all have to be in a few processes to understand why we're saying this. She knows, and if she wants to comment, she can say, any of you can put this in the comments to bless someone else. But basically, this is the goddess Una. Her name is Una. And she's bringing a message. Don't worry about your purpose or your goals. Make no sudden moves. Slow, steady progress is better right now. Ease into your new life instead of rushing it. Do your work and do your new work as a part-time adventure to begin with, while slowly exit your own career. Woo! So the other part of that is, in your past, you're receiving a message from the medicine woman, and that you are a channel for divine healing and power. So immediately what I'm hearing from the ancestors, you may have thought, why has it taken so long? I've done so much work. I've done so many processes. But I have told you this before. You are shifting your generation. You are the one who rose up. You are the one in your line. A lot of times when we are doing this work, it feels like we're alone in this work. And sometimes we're alone when we're looking in our bloodline, because they're not necessarily the ones who do it, who are getting it. And maybe they're not even the ones to give us the validation and the love that we didn't even receive. But it's saying basically that your past, all of the things that you experienced in your past, was medicine for now. And so the now is saying, be easy, baby. So that when you get ready to manifest, you're going to manifest Mawu, like Mawu, Mother Earth. You are called upon to help with environmentalism. Now, of course, when we talk about environmentalism as a goddess, we're not just talking about saving the whales or that. But we are talking about the environment that we come into, the environment that we are responsible for, that we have an influence on our environment. How about that? I hope that that was helpful to you. And just for, all right, now you say that's your purpose. Okay. I am going, so Dawn, I'm going to pull for the folks that are in the room just to, Shaw says she just shouted in her kitchen. I'm going to have to pull a card for you since you over there shouting and things. So, Dawn, are you still in the room? I'm going to go on and pull a card for you. I don't like for none of my sisters to feel like slight. Okay. So I'm going to do an even more abbreviated. The one is simply, what is it that you need to know today? Okay. So Dawn, beloved. Okay. All right, Dawn, pulling for you. Oh. You received a message from Mayat. From Mayat. The situation will be handled in a fair and just manner. Whatever it is that this is for your, whatever the current situation is, it will be handled in a current and fair manner. And immediately I'm hearing the messages around Mayat. If you're receiving messages from Mayat, how perfect. We cannot make this stuff up. You are one who's in jurisprudence and law. Well, guess what? Mayat is the mother of law. We get all of our universal laws and principles from the 48 principles of Mayat. And so they've been renamed and called. But when I think what I'm hearing, okay, is you have known man's law. It's time for you to tap into God's law, universal law, so that you can understand the balance. Because when you have known law in the way man has created law, it comes from another place. But when you understand the origin, and so you're receiving a message very clearly, whatever it is, Mayat. And if you don't know about Mayat, I want you to go and just do a little Google search on the 40 just the laws of Mayat. See what comes up. Study her, engage her, see what messages that you receive. And I look forward to hearing what you discover by Sunday, Super Soul Sister Sunday morning. Since you around here stepping up to the plate and you are showing up in a big way, I look forward to hearing your testimony on Sunday, Dawn. It resonates. Yay! You've been on this journey for a reason. And so it's about time for you to understand the universal laws. When you're in a metaphysical, a community that is feminine based, that is learning and nurturing those parts of yourself, you got to know the universal laws. In fact, next year for 2018, Dana and I talked about this before, but everybody said that they wanted to stay with the whole year. Yes. So, I'm thinking that 2018, we're going to go through 12 months dealing with 12 major universal laws for Super Soul Sister Sunday. And I'm even going to create more of a Sunday school space for us to be able to study. I look forward to creating that space with you all next year. All right. So Shah, where are you, love? Do I have permission to pull for you if you're still in the room? Shah, are you still in the room? Let me know if I have permission. Wait a minute, the name changed. I saw somebody that, oh, there you are, Shah. Okay, there you are. Cha. Am I saying it right? I said Shah. Cha. I have another friend named Cha, and she's in the group as well. Okay, so do I have permission to pull for you? Do you want to be pulled? Is there something that you have in your mind that you would like to see what Spirit says? And ladies, for those of you who are saying, okay, it is Shaw. Oh, okay. All right. My other friend calls it Cha. She says she spells it the same way and she calls it Cha, not Shaw. Okay. So can I pull for you? So those of you who are experiencing readings for the first time, this is no different than opening your Bible, your Quran, your Bhagavad Gita, or your Course in Miracles and doing a Rhema. The universe is always giving us messages all around us. I'm waiting for you to let me know, yes, I have permission to pull for you, or no, so we can move on. So again, this is no different. We're always getting messages. And, you know, as a minister, I have learned that sometimes it's good to just go open one of the sacred texts and let it fall so that you can get a rhema. Okay? All right. Thank you so much. This is your first time. Welcome. So, Shah, I'm pulling for you right now. All right, sister. All right, you bringing some energy. And the message that you are receiving today is Athena. Inner wisdom. She's bringing you the message that you know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Now, I do see a theme that has developed from these pulls, which is exactly what I wanted to do today, is receive the theme in a rhema way from Spirit. And so your message is, I'm happy to assist you. However, you'll be most thrilled when you first consult your own inner bank of knowledge. For I assure you that this situation is already resolved and that you have access to all the wisdom that the universe supplies. To access this wisdom, you must quiet your mind. That means meditation. That means getting still. That means getting present with yourself or getting around people that help you do that. Surrender all worries and other concerns to the loving and almighty power of the universe. Close your eyes and note the thoughts and feelings that come streaming into your consciousness. Close your eyes and note the thoughts and feelings that come streaming into your consciousness. If you like, you can ask me, Athena, to give you a signal that you've heard your inner wisdom correctly. But have faith. I assure you that you have heard and that guidance brings you and your loved ones very good news indeed. She is saying a message: stop procrastinating, stop giving away your power to others, trust your gut, and don't second guess yourself. Notice reoccurring ideas and take action on them. Athena is considered to be a Grecian goddess, the goddess of Zeus. Zeus is another code word for Jesus, by the way. Athena is another mother archetype, by the way. But she is the warrior archetype. She's a warrior goddess. and she does battle with wits instead of weapons. She does battle with wits instead of weapons. You can call upon her to resolve disputes and also for protection. So let me tell you, I see a theme. Automatically, I see a theme is almost every one of you received a message. And so let me tell you where I'm coming from. Every one of you received a message to slow down. Every one of you received a message to get still, to not have to process so fast. So that means that if it's in the chair, it's in the room. So that means in the Good Girls Gone Goddess space, somebody else needs to hear this message. Some of us are trying to process too fast. And let me tell you about the message I received. Because I was really, yesterday was a low point for me yesterday, because I was looking to manifest a desire. I told you all last week about the house. We found a house that met the specifications. In fact, we didn't even know we had a desire for a country house, a country style house like this. And when we walked in, it was a yes. And my husband and I are so connected as that when we get yeses like that, we know that they're yeses, whether the yeses are to move, yeses are to stay still, whatever it is. And it was this overwhelming jubilee. And we have been waiting for almost 3 weeks for a response. And I have all this juju, all these tools, just like some of you. And I know how to pray the paint down. But I found myself frustrated but at the same time, not depressed, but frustrated. And I said, okay, what is going on here? And I knew that I had done a reading on another kind of reading, not this kind, that basically said that it was a no. And that I did one on every place that I was considering, because I had moved on. Remember, the law of detachment is necessary when you're looking to manifest. Sometimes you got to back up off that thing. And so I got really nervous at the very beginning, waiting on a response. And I moved forward, looked at other things, some of you all may have received a text or email, hey, we're looking for a house, because I realized that I'm so independent. And so sometimes I won't ask for help. And so a lot of times I have gone through whole surgeries, and people don't know that I had a surgery until a year later, 2 years later. And so that's something that I am also committed to working on. And that's why I spoke to that spirit of hiding and isolation, because it is on progressive women as a collective, not just as an individual. We have learned this poor spiritual hygiene habit from somewhere. And I'm going to do some more work. And if you're working with me already, you know that we are pulling down those strongholds, because there's a tendency to isolate. So I'm giving you myself so that you can see yourself. Don't get caught up in the details. And so I knew that it was time that at this point, Spirit was moving me in a different direction. I even had confirmation from one of my sisters who said, check with your people, because remember I told y'all that they may not want you in that house, because sometimes we have angels and archangels that can see energy and forces that we cannot see. Our desire sometimes is so strong for something that we will push and push through, that a lot of times we're protecting or going for something out of season. Come on now. And y'all know what it is when you have made decisions out of season. And some of us have made decisions out of season, and now we're not giving ourselves permission to trust ourselves, because we feel like on some level you can't trust that part of yourself. Okay. And I don't know who that's for. But what I heard so clearly, because I was like, what am I going to share tomorrow? Because we really worked that thing, our man, our money, and our mother. And if you are not in the monthly masterclass space, join the monthly masterclass space, because for 3 weeks we went in right here in this space, and then I gave strategy just last Thursday on that. And I didn't want to deal with that today, to be quite frank with you. It wasn't, I like to finish the month on the same topic. But I thought about the card game Uno, right? Now, let me tell you something about LaTanya. I don't play a whole lot of games. I'm willing and I'm learning how to. But I just didn't, I could tell you a lot of deeper reasons why I didn't play games. But, I grew up around family members who played card games. It's the highlight of my memories as a child when the family gathered, and I would play with my cousins, and we couldn't be in the room with grown folks, because when they played cards, they was talking shit, drinking, smoking, cigarettes. At that time, people, if they were smoking weed or something, like, I wouldn't know. That's how green and I was. I wouldn't even know. And I think a couple of them did. And now that I think back on it, doesn't matter. Good for them. My point is, we couldn't be in the room for with grown folks. So even if they were doing it, we didn't know it. But it was fine, because we had our own little party. And so when I think about cards, I've had to learn how to play cards. But I know one thing about Uno is, when you tell me if I'm right, when you pull a wild card in Uno, a lot of times people celebrate. Yay, 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 yay. Woo, I pulled the wild card, because you can then pull another card. Is that right? I'm going to check the comments. Is that right about Uno? When you pull the wild card? I'm checking the comments. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm looking for your comments. But anyway, until you correct me, I'm going to continue on that you can pull another card, because that's my message for me, and I'm going to share it with you. A lot of times when we pull the wild card, when we're looking to manifest a desire, we don't like it, because I was pulling wild cards. Okay, manifest me says, you get to have control. Hey, manifest me. You already are in the group. You said you wanted to join the group, and you're already here. Look at you. So basically, you can pull again. You have control. There's something you can do. But when you're not, when we're working our feminine wisdom, when we're working our feminine magic, when we're working our spiritual wisdom, when you prayed all you can pray, you walk the floor, and it looks like you are not manifesting what it is you desire, it could be anything that comes back to say, no, not yet. Remember, I talked about the not yet. Oh, you weren't there on Sunday. I talked about it a little bit in Super Soul Sister Sunday. The recording is down there, but I definitely talked about it at Tacoma Chapel, which I have not gotten the recording for that yet. But when you meet the not yets, when we're on the learning line, when we are bumping into no's, when we are doing everything that we know to do, sometimes the message is not a no, it's a not yet. You know it's a not yet because you can feel it. But look, what happens is, we don't like it when we pull the wild card, because you don't necessarily see the wild card coming. When you have been a control freak, you oftentimes, trust me, you do not want to pull the wild card. You want to pull the card that is going to basically get you the win, right? Come on. And so when you pull the wild card, if you behind in the game, the wild card gives you a chance to basically get in the position to win the game. At least that's what we get excited for in the game. But it does not necessarily transfer in our life, because when we have been taught to be good girls, when we have been taught to follow and conform along a path, doing things a certain way, and then or if we have any shame about not being prepared for the next level, the next season that we know we are being called to. Some of you know we are being called to the next level of whatever it is, whether it's business, whether it's love, whether it's sex and sexuality, whether it's healing emotionals or your emotional intelligence. You tired, sick and tired of yourself sometimes, right? And so listen, when we pull the wild card, the key thing is the wild card lets you keep on pulling. And I got confirmation right before I got ready I gave myself permission yesterday to just be with what I was thinking and feeling without rushing, without trying to pray over it, without trying to go and do anything over it on top of it, but just be with it. And I still made some more moves. I took some bold action. I had to pull a card again. You gotta be willing when it comes to your manifestation, no matter what just showed up yesterday or an hour ago, to be willing to pull again, because you have to treat it just like you're in the Uno game or whatever your game is. Pull again. Pull again. And what happens is a lot of times we stop talking about our desires. We stop praying for what it is we want. We stop letting other people know that we have a need. We stop trusting ourselves. We stop doing whatever the course of action is that we abandoned a long time ago because life happened, or because our heart got broken, or because our credit is not up to par. But guess what? If your credit is not up to par, there's a program for you. There's something for you there is something for you, just like there is somebody for you. Even if you had your heart broken, there is somebody for you. There is somewhere for you. And the wild card sometimes is a good thing. In the game of life, it doesn't feel like the good thing like it does in the card game. But sometimes the wild card is when you don't know what you are getting ready to pull, but you gotta stay in the game. And a lot of us take ourselves out of the game. That's my message. Is get in the game. It's don't worry about the year being over. Don't give up. Don't get in the game. Don't worry about what you owe to the IRS. Get in the freaking game. Don't worry about who makes you a little uncomfortable. Be willing to be uncomfortable if it's gonna grow you or learn you something. Look. Be willing to be uncomfortable with your shame, because that's nothing but false pride. Get in the game, the wild card. What happens when the goddess, who knows she's a goddess, pulls the wild card, baby? It may look like you are losing, but guess what? You pull the wild card, so you can pull again. Now, I might not be all on the level of the Uno game, because sometimes we tend to take things literal. And good girls have a tendency to take everything literal. And when you take things literal, you cannot access your creativity. When you're dogmatic about things, it ties you up, it binds you, it makes you rigid. And just like some of you received the message to slow down, ease up, go with your flow, because the feminine operates better in a creative space, just like the pussycat. You can't just walk up to no pussycat. You have to be able to let the cat come to you. But when it comes to our desires, we do not believe that it's coming. And instead of dealing with the I believe, help my unbelief part of our journey, we start to believe that what we think, what we feel, what we see is the truth. And that's a form of arrogance. And so what if what it is that you have believed thus to this point is no longer serving you? It's no longer valid. It's no longer true. That means there's a higher truth or another truth for you to access if you're willing. That is what I received. And baby, the thing that I at this point, I got the yes for the next thing, for where it is that we are supposed to move to, because I was trying to push it for that little country yellow house that sat up on the hill with no neighbors around it and some room to grow to raise some chickens. But now my desire is on fire inside of me. And I know that the reason why I needed to do is because there was some infrastructure things that Spirit wanted me to put in place. So it might be a stretch, but it won't be a struggle. And sometimes we are trying to force things that may be a stretch. It may require you to lose some sleep and work your plan and your strategy so that you won't go into it with the same mind that created the struggle in the first place. So I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. I hope you all enjoy your family. I'm not really into all of the commercialism of these holidays. I hope you can give yourself permission to be in the world but not of it, to not feel the pressure that's programmed in society, and use this as an opportunity to connect with people, or use this as an opportunity to slow down. Y'all, some of us need a nap. Some of us need to sleep in late. Some of us need to go pleasure ourselves. Some of us need to sit across from people and laugh and talk eye to eye, face to face, belly to belly, hug somebody, love on somebody. Use that opportunity. I know that I will be. So I will probably come in during the holiday just to connect with you all. But I love you again. There's nothing you can do about it. Connect with me at LaTonyaTaylor.com. If you'd like a reading, go to my website, Rebirth International. Normally these readings are just a little love offering. If you'd like to have a more in-depth reading, I'm open and available. I love you. Ciao. Have a good one.